World is changing. I believe everyone would agree with me. World is changing, and when world is changing, probably it will. World was stable till 20 years back. World was stable. 35 years back, world was stable in different context. Means there was a kind of cold war between Soviet Union and United States. World was going in that fashion. 1991, after disintegration of Soviet Union, world started changing again, and it came to one stability when it was ruled by United States. And after that, after the rise of China, world is now changing again, and it will take its own stability. What I'm trying to say is, if this is the world and it is stable, if I if I make a change in it, then it will start rotating like this, and at one point it will become stable again. Where it will become stable, that we don't know. But right now, it is from one stable point, the world is now moving now. Its political scenario, its diplomatic scenario, everything is now, it is in motion now, and it will come to again one stability. Where that stability is, that we don't know. Anyway, we are talking about one more change that was started in 16th century. Okay, in 16th century, one kind of instability was seen in the world, and that instability was European exploration to the world. In 16th century, all of the sudden, Vasco da Gama to Thomas Cook to the Amerigo and Columbus and so many people, they started roaming around the world all of a sudden, and they made many countries as their colony. What we see now, Australia and New Zealand, they were more or less, they were explored by the British sailors, and they were in a kind of British colony, more or less, whereas Indonesia was Dutch colony. What is Asian nation now, more or less, excluding Burma, it was more or less French colony. India was English colony. If we go west side, then Iraq, Iran, there again it was English colony and French colony. Same as Africa also, countries were French colony and Dutch colony and whatsoever. Some countries, they were German colonies also. So there was a rush in 16th century to create colonies. Means European where they were roaming around to create the colony. Okay, in that expedition, Russia was not behind. We are talking about Siberia conquest by Russia. Russia captured Siberia. Siberia is naturally not part of Russia. Siberia is an Asian country, and Siberia is east to the Ural mountain. There is a Ural mountain that divides Europe and Asia. Which western side of Ural mountain is Europe, and eastern side of Ural mountain is Asia. Asia means people look mongoloid in the face. That is called Asia. Everywhere. In India also people are mongoloid in the face. Though India has Afro people also, I mean Negroid people also and Caucasian people also. But mongoloid people are also there because it is Asia. At the end, it is Asia. So since Siberia falls in Asia, Mongoloid people are there, and that is eastern side of Ural mountain. That is, I believe, west of Kazakhstan, Ural mountain. Okay, when there was a hurry for the exploration, then Russian they also crossed the Ural mountain and they tried to capture Sibir. Sibir used to be a different country at all. Sibir, 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 Sibir country, and it was ruled by one Khan. Khan means Muslim person. It was called Sibir Khanate. Sibir Khanate was a country in 16th century, and one person, a ruler from the Russia, he invaded the Sibir country, and then there was a war. War went for around 20 years, I think so. 20 years. And finally, Russian, they took over the Siberia, means that east western part of Siberia. They started marching toward the eastern part of Siberia. Then at the end, they crossed the Lena River also. First they crossed the Ob River, then one more river, then Lena River. Okay, then they reached the Kamchatka. Kamchatka is a region of the Siberia that is a peninsula, means three sides of that area in Siberia. Siberia, it is adjoining, it is touched by the sea. This is called peninsula. Like Saudi Arabia is a peninsula where three side is ocean, one side is land and three side is ocean. It is called peninsula. If sea has three side as land and one side ocean, rivers of peninsula, then it is called bay, Bay of Bengal. Okay, I believe Persian Bay where sea enters and three side is land. If land is inside the sea and three side is sea and one side is land, it is called peninsula. Kamchatka Peninsula also they won. Then this Russians, they entered the northern America and they occupied Siberia. They occupied a region nowadays it is called Alaska. They proceeded Alaska. They entered the western part of Canada. That much region Russian they occupied by 18th century. They started in 16th century. 200 they kept going only. Not only that, they occupied half of the. There is a Amur river that flows in a country called Manchuria. Manchuria used to be a separate country. Sibir used to be a separate country. They invaded Manchuria also. So in Manchuria, more or less this region become a weak region by them. This side Chinese, that side Russian. It is as good as if people have watched the National Geographic channel or something like that. Then I was watching it. Means if there is a wild pig or something like that, or wild rabbit, one line this side and another line this side, and they are pulling each other. Okay. Or one wild dog this side and another wild dog this side, and they're pulling the rabbit. A rabbit is crying. That happened to Manchuria also. One side Russia and one side China. Half of the Manchuria is in two sides, north of the Amur River and south of Amur River. North of Amur River was taken by the Russia Tsar Kingdom. It is also called Tsar Kingdom, Tsar, Tsar Kingdom, and southern side was taken by the China. Later, Russia they crossed the Amur River also, and then they took some part over there. Still, there is a dispute between China and Russia when Russia crossed the Amur River. Okay, near the Amur River, I very near the source of Amur River. When the Amur River begins, there are mountains and there tigers are found. And they were earlier they were called Manchurian tigers or Amur tigers. Now they are called Siberian tiger because it is part of Russia. But they are not neither Siberian tiger, they are not Russian tiger. They are pure Amur tiger or Manchurian tiger that is adjoining the Mongolia. They are not in Siberia. There is no tiger. Tiger. Tiger is in Manchuria. Amur River. There is tiger, and they are called Amur tiger. Anyway, now we will see that how Russia did the conquest of Siberia and how it controlled Siberia. Siberia is a very big region of Russia. If I take out Siberia from the Russia, Russia is around 40 lakhs square kilometer, whereas India is 33 lakhs square kilometer. Russia and India, more or less, they are of same size only. Russia is 40 lakhs square kilometer. India is 33 lakhs square kilometer. If we take the part where it went in Bangladesh and Pakistan prior to 1947, if I just add Bangladesh and Pakistan, then India is equal to Russia. But Siberia is 1 crore 31 lakhs square kilometer. Around more than four India will go inside the Siberia. Siberia is that big. Five India, more or less. Five India will go inside Siberia, or four and a half. Siberia is very big. 1 crore 31 lakhs. If or I can say 131, 131, 131 million square kilometer. India is 3 million square kilometer. I'm sorry, that will come 13 million square kilometer, 13.1 million square kilometer. That is Siberia. 3.6 crore population is there of Siberia, one fourth of Russian population. So Russian population is primarily in the European side only. In the Asia side, population is in scarcity only. Means population density is very less. Okay, this is the story of Siberia. I'll read it through that what happened when and Siberia came in clutch of Russia. Now it is part of Russia. Okay, 1581. 1581, there is a king in Russia and his name is Armak Timofeyevich. 1581, under the Tsar dynasty, TSAR, Tsar dynasty is very famous in Russia. Tsar dynasty. Post Tsar dynasty, communism started in Russia. Prior to that, Tsar dynasty was ruling the Russia for centuries. 1581, the king from the Tsar dynasty, Armak Timofeyevich, okay, along with 540 Cossacks. Cossacks means the soldiers who are very good in horse riding, and they were primarily from the Ukraine or southern of the Russia. These are called Cossacks, 550 horsemen, along with 550 horsemen, okay, and with the kind of uh, some German soldiers and Lithuania. Lithuania used to be part of Soviet Union. Lithuania, German forces, and Ukrainian forces. Some German war prisoner also. Means along with all them, Mr. 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 Yermak, he is attacking on Sibir country. That is east side of the Ural mountain. And there the king name is the king who is of the Sibir territory, and his name is Kuchum Khan. Kuchum Khan is a king of Sibir Khanate. Kuchum Khan. Probably the way the name looks like, he is from Mongolian dynasty. Kuchum Khan. So Kuchum Khan is Kuchum Khan. Kuchum Khan. So they attacked on the Kuchum Khan. On in 1581 and 1582, they took over Siberia, the western part of Siberia, where the capital was Kwaslik. Kwaslik was the capital, and they took over Kwaslik, the capital they took over. In 1581, they attacked. 1582, in 1 year time frame, July 1581 they attacked. October 1582, they took over the Kwaslik as their capital. And Kuchum Khan, he fled. In 1584, after 2 years, he attacked on the Yarmek in night time. This is not very good considered in the wartime frame. With a new army, he attacked on the Yarmek in night time, and he chased away the army. And Kuchum Khan, he became the king of Siberia again in 1584. So since 1584 to 1595, these Russian, they made several attacks on Kuchum Khan. Several attacks. In 1598, finally, Kuchum Khan got defeated in the war, and Kuchum Khan fled. He ran away. Kuchum Khan's family, Kuchum Khan descended or whatsoever, they took them to Moscow, and they stayed there, not in captivity or something like that. They just stayed there. Later, Tsar king of the Russia, Moscow, he invited Kuchum Khan to get along with his family in Moscow. No problem. You can live here and you can live a good life out here. No problem. No need to run here and there. But Kuchum Khan, he did not opt to have a good life in the vicinity of enemy. Kuchum Khan, he went to kind of Bukhara. Bukhara is a town in Uzbekistan, and more or less 1605 time frame, Kuchum Khan died, or 1605 to 1610 time frame. People say he became blind also, and he was old person, and he died in Bukhara. Anyway, what are the timeline? So 1598, finally, these Russians they took over Siberia. 1598 they had started in 1581. 1598 they took over Russia. 1604. Now, if I see the beyond the 1598, 1604 they crossed the Ob River. Ob River is the westernmost river in the Siberia. There is one river called okay. There is Irtish River. Irtish is a river that goes from Xinjiang province right now in China, Kasi Kasgar region. There is called River that crosses the Himalaya, northern Himalaya, and enters Kazakhstan, and then it enters Siberia, Irtish River. And northwest of Mongolia, one Ob River comes out of the Himalaya again, and they meet, and they become Ob River. So Ob River they are crossing in 1640, 1604, 1610. They crossed Enseg River, Enise River. Enise River is the eastern river to Ob River. And after Enise River, there is a river called Lena River. And Lena River is the longest river in Siberia. So by 1610, Mr. Khan died. Mr. Kumchun Khan he died, and then they proceeded and they reached Lake Baikal. Lake Baikal is north to Mongolia. Okay, then finally they reached the Sea of Okhotsk and the Amur River. After that, 1639, they touched the Pacific Ocean. That is the eastern part of Siberia, Pacific Ocean. 1639. Okay, 1650, in the eastern side of Siberia, there is a peninsula called Kamchatka Peninsula. So 1650, they won the Kamchatka Peninsula also. Means around that time they won the part of Manchuria also. More or less full Siberia and half of the Manchuria they had controlled it. Now they proceeded. 1791. This story is 1650. 1791, after 150, 40 years, they entered Northern America and they started capturing the region of Northern America that is along the Siberia. The tribal population along the Siberia and Northern America western side, that is Alaska, are same. There is a Bering Strait, 60 kilometers or so, that Pacific Ocean that dividing the Siberia and Alaska. But people who are living, the tribe is same. So they followed the tribe, and 1791 they started occupying the Northern America also. By 1816 they had captured Alaska region and western part of the little bit of the Canada, right now Canada. Okay, so this is more or less how Siberia came in control of Russia. By 1858, I believe, 1868, they sold out the North American part of Siberia, that is Alaska now, 1868 to United States. And remaining, they retain it, and they retain it till now only. In the Manchurian region, south of the Amur River, touching the Pacific, they have Volodovesko or something town is there, and that town is considered as the easternmost town of the Russia. and they have the Siberian railway that is coming up till here. That town is more or less touching North Korea. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that whatever that this European they did the exploration, many countries that took part in the exploration of the world, and whatever we see the world right now, it is result of that exploration only, and Russia is not behind it. Okay, if we say that Britishers people they are controlling United States, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, because language is English, Canada language is English, then Russian are not behind. There are many countries in Africa where national language is French, where French people they had captured. If I see the Southern America, national language is Spanish, except Brazil, where national language is Portuguese. Okay, this is the scenario, and now, Miss, I believe there will be another story. Then how Russia it invaded Central Asia. That is right now Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, up till Tajikistan. That will be another story. So Sibir is a separate country, Manchuria is a separate country, and these are kind of occupied by Russia, and people believe that Siberia is part of Russia, but it is not true. But anyway, lot of disturbances are happening in the world now. Where it will settle down, we don't know, but it is going on. And in that disturbance, we talked about that disturbance started in 16th century and it ended in 19th century, or we say 18th century, and that result, one result we are seeing, that is called Siberia.